All right, Jody, we are back. This
We are.
is Tuesday. This is the CSRN weekly podcast. This is our video minutes where we come to you live. We haven't recorded this and then go back and edit out all
And
the bad
mistakes
parts.
happen, and
Right,
interns like, give me money, not
right.
cute.
Well, not today. All right. But, I'm glad to be here for all that watch us now and are watching us later. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad, one of the co-founders of CSRN, Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo. If you think that name is long, hopefully during Black History Month, I'll tell some stories of the first few days. All right. We had a really long name. Not going to get into that right now, but I use the pronouns he and him. And man, it's awesome to be here. We're also the home of Black Lives Matter, Injustice or Else. And today, what do I have on? I have on a kind of a knit cap. I've got my thick frame brown glasses. If Christian Moncrief is watching, yes, I'm going to get some more glasses from Optigo. So, it's on for 2022. And I've got on a scarf today. Got this scarf online. Wanted something to match the hat. Hey, I did it. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting and protecting and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. And I am with Jody, all right? And if you follow Jody, like I follow Jody, we don't have to like everything, but just follow and see where he is all the time. But it's just so many photos. I ran out of lights. All right. I ran out of lights. But hey, we got a really great show today. We're going to be talking about MLK. We're going to be talking about a candidate for U.S. Senate that came through Toledo a couple of weeks ago. We wanted to break it last week, but we had some technical difficulties. We fixed all of that. Hey, we're leveling up this webcast, so we're going to be giving it some shout outs.
Podcast.
We're going to be leveling up. Okay, soon we're going to have a webcast too, all right? But right now it's a podcast. And soon we're going to be really leveling up on this. Hopefully get some new sounds, some new equipment in. Can they see that?
They can kind of see it, but that's good enough.
Okay,
that's all they need to see. That there's something here under our yellow oranges name that you can kind of see that's upcoming. We can do, if you want to do a little tilt in.
Yeah, tilt that in.
We could tilt
that in.
Just
I don't think you tilted in all the way.
Just a peek. Where's that camera?
Okay, all right. I want Ray coming back around here later. Oh, well, man, we just got it. All right. But listen, that's who I am. That's what I got on. If you can introduce yourself, then we're going to bring in Ruth to introduce herself. What's going on with Ruth? What she has on? Well, that sounds kind of creepy, but we do this just in case you're challenged with vision. You can see what we have on. And we need to get a 1 minute delay for me. All right. So we need a whole minute. All right. So if you can introduce yourself, what do you have on?
Okay. So I also want to say, as the year goes on, you'll notice some of these titles and stuff kind of shortening, not because I don't still have them, but so they just don't overwhelm people. But my name is Jody. J. Summers, child of the system, or better known as Spoken Truth. I am the treasurer of this wonderful organization and a few boards around the city, local official. I do art and perform and try and uplift my city in any way possible, whether that's feeding, clothing, or helping somebody out, or simply just being a smile to somebody that needs it. I am unboxable is the best way to describe me. I am covered in tattoos and crystals and wristbands that kind of tell the story of my life. The bones, the stones, and the crystals that adorn my neck, I met these people, or I knew them, whether they're still here physically or spiritually anymore. They were a part of my life at the moment. The clothing that I wear is basically as non-descriptive as possible because nothing that I have on makes me. But some people, you got to do certain things to protect other parts of you that people can't see. But it's just basically black era again. Don't X Y. And the shirt that I'm wearing is Sankofa, so throw some color in there.
Okay.
X, like you never wear enough color. Long time ago. But so it's a Sankofa shirt 419. Yeah, it's a little old and weathered, and that's how organizations get built.
That's
Bird
right.
on it is the Sankofa Bird and stuff. Organization that who the leaders of that are still, not everything pans out as you want it to, but it doesn't mean you don't need to keep trying for your dreams to make them reality.
Right. And that Sankofa bird means to go back and fetch it, meaning that at one point, it's a great chance that we were greater than we are now. All right. But we can go back and grab that greatness, bring it here, and then practically apply it, update it, and crush it. All right. So that Sankofa bird is what's happening. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, family.
And that's why I love having Brother Washington here. Because just like the webcast, we crushed it, and now it's a podcast.
Just like that, in a few short moments, we went from a webcast to a podcast. Look, before we lose any more credibility, hey, let's bring in Ruth, all right, so she can say.
Laugh, though. I think people need to laugh right now.
But not at us, all right? They need to laugh with us, but I don't think that was happening. Let's bring in.
See, she's smiling.
All right, let's bring her in.
Debater small. Okay.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Ruth?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. We're glad that you're here to save this thing that we were going off the tracks.
Y'all just over there making decisions and just saying the first thing that comes to your mind.
I'm not making any, ma'am. I'm not making any decisions. All right. I'm not the one. No, ma'am. I'm not the one that let me say those things that I just said. All right. All right.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, before it goes off on any other tangents, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Ruth Leonard, and I am the administrative lead for the Community Solidarity Response Network, which basically means whenever you get an email or if you see a post that has my name on it, it came from me. I am wearing some rather flattering gold folded origami-like earrings with a sweatshirt that I got from Mess in a Bottle, which is a great organization and a great company. And it actually has the quote on it: "I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." It's an MLK quote with an image of Coretta Scott King giving a big smooch to Martin Luther King Jr. Yesterday, we did celebrate MLK Day, and I'm sure that Brother Washington and Jody have some great stories about how they celebrated MLK Day. And I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Black History Month.
That's right.
Because the beginning of Black History Month has always and will always be Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday or his celebration. So the third Monday of every January is the start of Black History Month. And there's a bunch of stuff that comes between now and Kwanzaa, but it is time to level up because CSRN has so much great stuff coming up over the next few weeks. Just to piggyback off of the work that we've done through 2021, I think we took a short break from being active in the community just to allow ourselves that time to regenerate and to give us a chance to really reset the tone with the celebration of Kwanzaa. I think that we have some really good events coming up over the next few weeks, and I will push it right back over to Brother Washington and Jody.
I also want to add, great job on the website.
Yes. So we have been able to update our website. It is CSRNToledo.com. You can go there. And I've been trying to stay on top of making sure that our website is up to date with the events that we have done. And now that you mentioned that, Jody, I said that we took a break, but we definitely were out, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, with Morgan Harper, talking with her about her run for the state Senate.
That is this U.S. Senate.
The U.S. Senate, I'm sorry. And her run for the U.S. Senate. And then also I was able to include things like our new logo for our podcast. It looks very similar to what our actual logo is, but after every meeting, it updates so that you can go to, if you click on the icon, you would be able to go and listen to that week's podcast. So it hasn't updated for this week yet. But when this podcast is over, then it will automatically link so that if you go to, I believe it's our Spotify, where you can find our podcast, it also goes to Apple Podcasts. So if you're interested in what we talked about in prior weeks, that link will allow you to see all of the previous podcasts. And then, Brother Washington, if you want to go to Shop CSRN, you can click on that icon and you would, that one. And you would be able to make a purchase for any of the items that we still have available. Now, of course, we have our Black Lives Matter signs, but we also have wristbands. We have stickers. We have other colored wristbands. Excuse me. We have buttons. We have keychains. I think that we sold out of our, we had some really amazing glass bottles that people were so excited to have. So we sold out of those. But also, if you go to donate, if you are interested in donating to CSRN, you can check out our donate page. It has the PayPal link as well as the Cash App cash tag. Previously, we were participating in the national bailout for the bailout Black Mamas. And that was the last big initiative that we had, which is why we're still celebrating the work that we were able to do with the bailout. I think, is there anything else on that page?
I think other than if people want to learn about Black Men Unfiltered.
So yeah, I made a movie. And in a very interesting twist, I can announce that the second part is almost done. It took me a while to really put together how I wanted the second part to look. Because if you remember the first Black Men Unfiltered, there were some individuals who did pass away. And so that kind of shook me a bit in how to pay homage to the individuals, to the young men who wanted to offer their voices, but also showing respect to their families so that it wasn't just a shock to them to see their loved one in the film. And so I've been able to iron all of that out. So Black Men Unfiltered Part 2 is coming up. I know Jody has been on me. Julian has been on me. Brother Washington is trying to bury all the footage that he can.
We go to Indy, the whole Indy circuit. We get that treatment done and stuff.
Yes.
But let me give you. I think.
We're applauding ourselves now.
No,
all right,
not ourselves. We're applauding each other.
Okay.
Again,
all right, so I'm gonna applaud y'all.
All right, okay. We're gonna.
Because I am certain that Jody has traveled around the world and back again since the last time that we were all here. Brother Washington, I am sure that you have sold record numbers of the final call. So applause to both of you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
And I also wanted to give an applause. So I know that, I don't know if Julian is in the green room, but I know that previously he had brought up wanting to do the barbershop tour. And the way that that was able to be collaborated, Brother Washington, you jumped in and you were able to help and facilitate his initiative. So I just want to give a round of applause to you all for getting that off the ground, for taking that from that mustard seed of an idea and sprouting it and having this really authentic opportunity for Morgan Harper to come and do not only one, but 5 barbershop conversations. And as someone who has taped part of Black Men Unfiltered in a barbershop, those are some difficult conversations. those are difficult conversations for
Absolutely.
Black men to have. And so for a Black woman to go into that space and hold her own, and if you go to CSRN's page, you can see her having and facilitating those conversations at all those barbershops. I think CSRN, I just want to give us a round of applause for the work that we are doing to bring the politicians into the community, but also not giving them an easy out, because I think it's very easy to have a situation where you're going to go to one barbershop and we're going to have prepared questions and we're going to make it as easy as pie and we're going to make you look good in every opportunity. And that's not what CSRN does. We are here to hold your feet to the fire. So, Brother Washington, thank you for your input. Jody, thank you for your input. Julian, thank you for your idea. I stepped back and let it all happen because I wanted to see how the men folk could take care of work.
That's right.
And y'all did the daggone thing, okay?
Right. You need to talk to my wife, so maybe she'll let me do something. All right.
Maybe. You did good last time. You can get another.
Okay. Hey, listen, we're going to take a short break, and we've got two people in our studio right now. We've got an actual beauty queen here.
Okay, then.
Actual, factual, and we're not talking just this. She be thinking stuff. All right. So I know that we wanted to do our guiding principles and our mission statement. So we're going to run our guiding principles and our mission statement. Take a short break. Come back with our queen.
Okay.
All right.
All right. If I can let you start first with the mission statement.
And I do want to actually say we have people in the green room physically there, not just behind our camera. So it's not as much Hollywood squares.
Okay. And we are distant.
We are distant and everything like that. But it's nice to have people in the green room. Y'all don't touch your soda. And I can say that for real. Never mind. Anyway. So for the people out there that have started an LLC, a business, a nonprofit, even a group of friends that just want to do some stuff, you must always have some type of foundation, always some type of, I guess what is called now, boundaries and borders that you live within. Can't do everything, can't save everyone, but you can save as many people as you can help. So this is a way to solidify that when me, Brother Washington, Ruth, Julian, anybody that's come across us isn't here in this organization. We want to see this 100 years from now. I mean, we won't see it. You never know.
You never know. Hey, don't be putting me in the grave now. All right.
I'm freezing myself. So.
All right.
But this is how it gets done. So this is our mission statement, and Brother Washington will be reading our guiding principles. So let's. See, I'm
you
about
can
to do
a poem,
See,
but it's
I've been traveling too much. Excuse me, y'all. We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter. Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right, thanks, Jody. These are our guiding principles, and whenever you have a an ad hoc group of people coming together, it's a great chance that personalities come into play. If you've done this work for a minute, you know that strong personalities come into play. It's just who we are, and our guiding principles allow us to not hurt and harm each other. These are our guiding principles. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement.
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe?
Ashe.
Listen, those are our guiding principles. Jody, we need to take a short break.
Yep.
We're going to come back, so stay tuned. This is the CSRN weekly podcast, our video minute. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
We are back. This is the CSRN Video Minutes, our weekly podcast. And look, I know you probably think, wait a minute. Where is Jody? Look, we got rid of Jody, all right, a minute ago, all right? We done classed it up. So I like for our guests to introduce yourself, who you are, and what does that sash say that you're wearing?
Hi, my name is Honesty Taylor, American Beauties Plus Ohio team, and my platform is social awareness, which is mental health awareness, and cyberbullying and bullying.
All right, so why mental health? When some people think about youth, we think about entertainment.
Mhm.
When some people think about youth, they think about sports or they think about video games.
Mhm.
But when we're reading, hey, we checked you out, all right? We got your portfolio right here, right on my phone, all right? It's Honesty Taylor, um, Ohio Teen America Beauties Plus, all right? We want to know what's the deal with that? Why is it mental health and bullying instead of entertainment and video games? You know, I ain't not putting down anybody that's with the entertainment because I used to be a rapper a long time ago. All right. Hey, okay, you don't have to be laughing, all right? But why bullying? Why mental health?
The reason why is because I know it's a lot of parents, kids, even a lot of other people, like family, friends, that's going through it. And I went through it before, and I just want to bring out the awareness and let people know that you're not alone and get help.
Man, that sounds awesome. Also, on your platform, it talks about bullying. Why should bullying and cyberbullying be made known? Most people think about bullying as just horseplay, but why is that so serious? And why do you think people need to be aware of what bullying is and how it can affect our teens?
The reason why bullying is so bad is because it can cost to different things. One, it can be like a joke. Next minute, it can be worth a person's life. Like you never know. Like it can cause suicidal problems or make somebody feel down. Like racial bullying, um, like talking about somebody's mother, dead aunt, something
Wow.
like that. That will really bring it to the top. Like make somebody feel bad and cry or whatever.
Hey, look, Ohio Teens American Beauty Plus. What is Ohio Teens American Beauty Plus, and how did you get involved?
So we were at a Girl Scouts event, and it was a Queen's Day, and my sister, she was the one that was hosting the event with my Girl Scouts leader, and it was like another queen, and her name was Caitlin. I forgot her last name, but her name was Caitlin.
Caitlin, you know who you are, all right? You know who you are.
And Dr. Angie. So we were all taking pictures, and then Dr. Angie, she came up to me and she was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm about to turn 14." She was like, "That's perfect. You can join our pageant, pageant Queen Society." And then she asked me that I want to join. I was like, "Yeah," and that's how I got into pageant.
Well, what is it about the Pageant Queen Society that connected with you? Because you're here and you got on a tiara and I don't. So obviously you beat me at something, all right? What was it about the Ohio Queen's pageant that attracted you?
Well, actually, I have been doing pageants and modeling and dancing and a lot of stuff before. So it actually came in my mom's genes, and I actually my sister. She loves to model, dance, and all of that. So it's in our genes and our family. So.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, now I know if somebody's watching, they're probably like, what does this young lady want to be after she graduates high school, after she finishes college? So for the long game, all right? Mm-hmm. When you're, how old are you, Jody, when people graduate from college?
Maybe 21.
Maybe 21. All right.
23.
Thank you. I've got set consultants. All right. All right. That's why we don't see Jody here. All right. So let's just kind of fast forward. Oh, how old are you now?
I'm 14.
Okay, you're 14 now. 21 is not long. All right. 21 that's 7 years. All right. All right. Let's fast forward honesty. 7 years from now, 2029. Man, all right. Now I'm getting a little anxiety now. What is Honesty doing? What type of work is she doing? Hey, what's she driving? All right. Where do you see yourself?
I see myself as a dance teacher, which is a choreographer and an entrepreneur, and making my mom proud.
Oh, wow, man. So you striving to have your own business.
Yes.
All right. And I tell young people, you know what? Just because there are no jobs doesn't mean that you can't be a boss. That's a job too, being a boss. Hey, listen, before we leave, man, how can someone contact, if they want to get involved in the Ohio Teens Beauty Plus, how would they get involved? Who do they contact?
You can contact Dr. NG Nikki at on Facebook at Dr. NG Nikki Harpers, and you can also contact Northern Valley Pageant on Facebook too.
Okay, all right, man. Look, everybody, time to get involved. There's so many times that we feel that our young people aren't stepping up. Well, for us older people that say that type of stuff, we're not looking. All right. Whatever you want, you got to look for it. So if you're saying there's no honesties out here that's in pageants, that's thinking about mental health, look, sis, you're not looking. They're right in front of us. And most of us, honestly, as older people, we walk around with blinders on. Most of us as older people, we have nothing but negativity to say about our youth, when in reality, it's just the opposite. We have so many young people out here that are being beautiful examples, all right? And we need to highlight those young people. Listen, I would really love for you to come back another time. If you got something else going on that we need to promote, if you got something else going on that you believe that we need to be knowing about so that we can let everyone know. Thank you. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
Pageant in April.
Pageant in April.
We do need sponsors.
okay.
We actually do need sponsors.
Oh, look, we're talking about money. Listen. We're not doing none of this work for free. All right. So if you're watching this, look,
help Honesty.
Look,
We're
help.
nationals.
You know what? I see, look, over the weekend, it was MLK weekend. All right. Now, I got an axe to grind now, but I'm going to be nice because honesty's right here. I've seen so many people. Let me choose my words. Nice. I've seen so many people substituting the Betty White challenge.
Oh.
All right. For Dr. King. And we don't speak of those who have gone ill. But we're talking about some things right now. And there was a lot of people that stepped up to help dogs in shelters. There were a lot of people that were stepping up to make sure the cats were spayed and neutered. There were a lot of people stepping up to help the Ohio Humane Society. And that's all good, all right? And some of my brothers and sisters, I saw y'all posting that, all right? I will talk about y'all later on in the podcast. But here we got somebody right here that deserves to be supported. So if you want to donate, don't donate to CSRN. Could they contact Miss Dr. Angie?
Actually, they can give them our social media information.
You can contact me at Honesty Taylor on Facebook and my mom, Anique Davis, on Facebook too.
All right, so Honesty Taylor. Contact her on Facebook.
Spell it.
ANASTIE Taylor.
All right, let me spell it. I've got it right here. All right, ANASTIE Taylor. All right. Her mom on her page too. All right, so don't get it twisted, knotted up, and confused. All right, I gotta say that because it's my daughter too.
Oh, I got access to that page.
All right.
I'll be aware of everything.
So,
I'm
look,
a involved parent.
Look, this ain't that. All right, don't get yourself hurt. We're trying to do something good for our community. So now that tax time is over, you can start donating to something. So on your 2023 taxes, you can have Honesty Taylor
Sponsor.
as a sponsor. All right.
Sponsor.
And trust me, with the foolishness that I see some of us older people buying that we really don't need and don't know how to operate, surely we could come up off of a couple $100 for our sister. You could come up off of a couple $1,000. That's nothing to a lot of us. All right. Trust me, it's a drop in the bucket, but we want to thank you for stepping up. All right. And it's hard stepping up in a society that wants to clown you when you want more, that wants to make fun of you when you want to elevate. All right. And it's a cost to that. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be willing to pay that cost so that we don't settle for mediocrity and foolery.
Thank you.
So thank you. All right. We're going to take a short break and we are going to come back with Ruth Leonard and Reggie Williams.
Look,
all right, we are back. We are back. We just had our sister Honesty Taylor from Ohio, Beauty Queen, Team Beauty Queens Plus. And that sister is doing it. Soon we're going to put some things in the chat so you can know how to support her, what she needs for sponsorship, whatever she needs. Listen, family, it's not that much. All right. But if all of us give a little, if all of us give a lot, all right, nobody can act like they ain't got to do anything. I don't even know if that makes sense. But support Honesty Taylor. Hey, listen, we're going to shift gears right now. We've got Ruth in the chat. Let me bring Ruth up too, because we need to let Ruth be aware of what's happening right now. Earlier this week, first, how you doing, Brother Reggie?
I'm well. How's everybody this evening?
All right. If you don't mind, Reggie, if I can do a pre-introduction of you for those who are watching this and those who may stream this later. I think I met Reggie maybe 10, 15 years ago as a student, as a young, impressionable, as a student. And they asked me to come and speak to one of the college classes. And I'm game for whatever. And there was this young man with a head full of hair. I don't know what happened to mine, all right, but you kept yours, all right? Oh, that still bothers me today, all right?
Keep on growing, bro.
All right, yes, sir.
We're going to find pictures of Brother Watson.
Oh, man, I'm sure.
Please do that, Jody. Please do that.
I'm sure there's some.
He might have hair like Ruth.
Oh man. Well, I just say it like this. The 80s, I was very my style and clothes and dress was very unique. All right. Was very unique. But I've known Reggie. Then he started organizing with the Frederick Douglass. Then he became, I'm just glossing over stuff, the executive director. Then at one point, he was the president of the board. and he was the janitor too. I don't know how they did that. All right, true story. I don't know how they did that. And then he was the person that resurrected the Doug when a lot of us leaders really wanted the Doug to have its proper burial because Toledo is full of cowardly men. And I run in a lot of circles. And at one point, I was running in that circle. I had no idea who I was running with until some of those things started being proposed. I'm glad to see you here. And I want everyone to know that there was an incident that was happening with our brother's nephew. And it is a story. It is a success story, all right, but not without trial. Reggie, could you take over from right here? Let us know what went down and what can be our next steps next.
Absolutely. So thank you for the opportunity, first and foremost. I really appreciate you all. I love you guys dearly, and I count you as my friends and also an ally. I was on Facebook and just perusing like I normally do as a person who just, want to kind of love, care someone's information that they put out. And I came across my nephew, Roderick Lane's live. And this is my nephew, Roderick.
How y'all guys doing?
What's up, Roderick?
How you doing?
All right, bro. It's
And
on.
so as I was watching his live, he had said that he had got pulled over. And so I just stayed tuned to watch what was going to transpire and, kind of see what's going to happen. And he was explaining what was happening, and I'll let him go into the details of everything. And I instantly was inflamed, and I was disturbed, and I was troubled about what I was witnessing. And so after everything, I made some phone calls, and I thought to call you, Brother Washington Muhammad, and some others. And I want to not let this slide. And if it's happening to my nephew, it's happening to our other brothers and sisters in our community. And we need to bring awareness as to how those who are supposed to protect and serve us, how they act and how they're disregarding and being disrespectful to who pay their salary. And so without further ado, I'll let my nephew, Roderick Lane, and he can give you insight as to how things transpired.
All right, thank you.
How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So I was just on my way to get my cousin from work downtown, and I had to stop at the gas station to get some gas. And I seen the police officer go past. I didn't think nothing of it, I'm just getting gas. I get gas and I pull back out going towards Collinwood. And they got behind me, pulled me over. They was a little kind of scared to come to my car. They told me to roll down all my windows. They had their hands on their guns. Then he asked my identification. I give him that. He asked my insurance. I give him that. He looking at it. He say it's expired, and I mean it's not expired, but I didn't have insurance. I had my insurance papers was expired. So then he went back to his car. He came back and said I had to get out because the canines was coming. I'm like, why the canines coming? What y'all put me over for? He said I was looking suspicious at the gas station. And then when I pulled out, he heard my tires. I'm like, okay. I know it's BS, so I'm just listening to him.
Right.
So then he like step out the car. I'm like, why I'm stepping out the car? I'm like, you don't have a reason to pull me out the car. I didn't do anything wrong. Then he said, well, your tint is too dark. And you need to step out. And if you don't step out, you're gonna get arrested for not complying with their directions.
All right.
Then I asked him, call this sergeant or whatever, come down here so I can talk to him or see what's going on. He his sergeant was already there. Walked up to the car. He said the same thing. I'm like, if I looked nervous, that's not a reason. That's not a reason to pull me over or take me out of my car. I said, you see me. He probably see me from way across the street, if that.
Right.
And he didn't even see me. I had a coat on, a hood, had tissue on my nose. He didn't really see me. He couldn't say I was nervous.
I understand.
So then I'm talking to him. I said, what's your name and badge number? Identify yourself. Never did. He said he's not going to identify yourself. He said it's going to be on my ticket. I'm like, what kind of ticket? I shouldn't even get a ticket. So then I'm talking to him. He put me out the car. They searching my car. He said the K9 hit for something. So that gave him right to go in my car. So I end up going live just so I can record everything. Then I end up getting off live to call my mom. He said don't have your mom pull up or we're gonna take you to jail for
Obstruction.
messing with our investigating. I'm like, I can call my mom. I'm like, she not coming. I'm calling her. He said, how old are you? I'm like, that don't got nothing to do with me calling my mom or how old I am. I said,
Right.
I'm still calling my mom. So then I'm calling my mom. He don't really want me to call anybody. He kept telling me put my hands on the hood. Keep your hands on the hood. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. You searched me. Then the whole time he got a whole handful of my coat. He just holding on to me the whole time they searching my car. He just holding on to me. So then they searching my car. He didn't even search me right away. Then he ended up searching me. He like leaned back. I'm like, okay, lean back. Well, lean forward. Nah, I told you to lean. I'm like, you didn't tell me that. You just told me lean back so you can search me. So I feel like he was just trying to get me to do something or say something wrong to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I hung up with my mom. I ended up calling my uncle. He was a state trooper. So, but I didn't say that. I just said, let me call Deputy Williams. The officer tried to snatch my phone out of my hand. So I snatched it back. Then as he doing that, he answered. I'm like, why? I'm like, they messing with me. They trying to pull me over. They trying to take me, da. He like, why? I said, they said I looked nervous. He like, well, that's not a good reason to pull you out your car. As he talking, they listening. The man really stopped talking about, he was just saying, just saying little things to pick with me. He stopped talking when I got on the phone with my uncle. Then I'm in the camera. I got him in the camera. I'm like, can you please identify yourself? He like, no, it'll be on your ticket when we get done with you. I'm like, so you can't, he just kept doing this. I'm like, I don't, you have to identify yourself. I'm asking you to identify yourself. Can you please identify yourself? No. I'm like, why? Didn't say anything. So I'm just sitting there. Then he said you're free to go. We wrote you a ticket for your tent. And I asked him before they was getting in their car, I asked him one more time, what is your guy's name and badge number? Didn't tell me nothing. Got in the car and pulled off. Yeah, I did get a little. I got the car from the guy that gave me the ticket. It have his name and badge number on there. But this is after I already been asking.
I understand.
I'm asking this other partner that's holding me. What's going? Nothing. They didn't give me nothing, and I was very, very upset.
I talked with your uncle earlier, and I wanted to praise you for the restraint that you had. And there are officers that do want to provoke. Mm-hmm. All right, they do want to say certain things to justify what they want to do. And sometimes it's hard to maintain your discipline when being provoked like that. So I praise you for not falling in that trap. All right. I praise you for that. Now what I'd like to do is talk with your uncle, Ruth, and Jody. What are our steps next? We could, there's lots of things that we could do. And in respect to your safety, your uncle's safety too, but some things we don't let slide.
Right.
And if you didn't have license, they wouldn't have let that slide.
Right. And
If
so
you had,
yeah,
if
and
you had
that's
a warrant,
and that was
you-
another thing. When he said my insurance was suspended, I have an SR22, so I have to have insurance to have my license. So that's how I knew my insurance was not suspended.
right,
I still have valid license, driver's license.
right, right.
And then
So
I just went through this maybe last week.
Mhm.
I got pulled over and the officer said that my stuff was suspended. I didn't get a ticket or anything. Then I came over here to my uncle's house to print my papers off so I can take it down to the DMV to get that clear. So that's how I know my stuff is clear, because I just went through this already.
right, and officers, they can say anything.
Right.
All right,
You
and
say anything.
yeah, and some of them, and if they decide to watch this podcast, you know, they know where to. You know, I'm not hard to find.
Right.
But there are those on the force that take pride in provoking. You know, and if you were to have not had license, not had insurance,
Or
not
react to
had
the way they wanted me
registration,
to.
yeah, they wouldn't let that slide.
So then I just end up getting a ticket for my tent.
Right, right, and we're gonna right, and I'm telling you, go ahead and pay that, because if you don't pay it, then there's going to be a warrant.
Right.
All right, just charge that to the game. However, I like to talk with your uncle, Ruth and Jody, on how do we bring light to this beyond this podcast. All right, if there's some things that Reggie knows that we can do, and if he wants to have a measure of what we do, everything don't have to start at 10.
Right.
But it don't have to be on that sucker stuff either. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Reggie's done this for a long time. He's a parent, which lets you know that he's not going to do anything that he wouldn't want your parents to do.
Right.
All right. And he loves you, and he wants to see what's right done. All right, so that's my part of it. Ruth, as you were listening, I want to bring Ruth in now. Ruth, as you were listening to Roderick talk about what went down, all right? He was not coming from the Dollar Tree, running out with a whole bunch of stuff. He wasn't posted up somewhere looking like, you know, something's about to go down, all right? And even if he was, that ain't no reason to stop.
That's not a reason to stop me and
Right.
put me in my car.
I could be running to my Lexus again, all right? So, Ruth, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, is it Rod? How do you pronounce your name?
Roderick.
Okay. So, Roderick, first things first, I do commend you for remaining calm.
Thank you.
Even listening to the story, there were times that I just pray that it didn't escalate more, and now we're just hearing the other side of it. So
Yeah.
I do thank you for that. I guess my question to you is, what do you want to happen? Is it something where you want public acknowledgement from the police department of their mishandling of the situation? Do you want there to be some sort of consequence for the police officer? Do you want there to be some accountability for the officer who did not give you his name? Because that's been the whole point of the mayor's initiative with these cards. And even when it first came out, there were issues of people saying that officers are not giving their information willingly.
Right.
So I guess, what is it that you want?
I would love for everything to happen.
Okay.
I would love for all of that to take place.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23? Okay.
Yes.
So you're 23, so if you have SR22s, you have to legally have.
I have to have insurance to have my driver's license.
Okay. What you were able to get the name of one of the officers though on the ticket?
Yep, just one.
Okay. And when they initially pulled you over, they claimed that it was that you look suspicious and asked you to roll your windows down. And then they said that you had a tint.
Tent problem. Yes.
Okay.
They
Now,
seen
the
me,
last
they
time.
seen me at the gas station
Okay.
and said I was looking suspicious and nervous.
Okay. That's
I'm like, okay.
okay.
Then he said he heard me squeal out of the gas station, which he did. Because like
Right.
the gas station, the drive, like to come out the driveway, they so steep. So if you just come
Right.
out gas, you're gonna smack your car at the bottom.
Right.
So I know I didn't do that. So
Okay.
then I'm just driving. They just pull me over, ask for my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, just let me go live. Cause I know I didn't do nothing. So I'm like, why
Right.
y'all even pulling me over? So let me go live. Let me record.
Okay.
Good.
Is the live video still up?
Yes, it's still on my page. Yes.
Okay. And are you what's the question I'm trying to ask?
His name is Officer Crable. Is that how you would say?
Kenneth Crable.
Kenneth Crable.
Kenneth Crable. Okay. What I can do is, I know that we've had some success in our relationships with people like the ACLU. I think that would be a great jumping off point. I can reach out to a few of my connects for Ohio's ACLU, and as well as I want to say that we have a good relationship with ABLE. I'm not 100% sure on how the types of cases that they take, but I can definitely forward this information, and I'll just snippet this part of the podcast and forward it to ABLE and to the ACLU, because what I can tell you, based on former experiences I've had, without the involvement of someone who really knows the law, it's going to turn into Chief Crawl coming out and saying, we had an officer who did what he was supposed to do, and it's not always nice and it's not always friendly, but our officer was right. And with you stating unequivocally that you want accountability on all levels, I don't think that is something that's too far-fetched. My other question to you, though, is you said that you had an uncle that works for the state troopers or the sheriffs.
Yes.
Okay. Does he have an opinion for what he believes you should do?
I haven't really talked to him that far.
Okay.
But I know when we was on the phone, he was just explaining to me like they can bend your rights a little bit. They are going to bend your rights. He like they are going to mess with you. You really can't do nothing at the moment because you are under their supervision right now. But he was telling me that they didn't have a right to pull me out the car. They didn't have a good reason to stop me or anything like that. But he was like, since they did, they can do the things that they want to do.
Right. And I get what Roderick is saying, because after the stop, it's on. It's their world.
You can't do nothing.
Right.
You can't do
it's
nothing.
their world, that goes for me and anyone else. However, the principle of the stop is what we want answers for.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. Because if we have them own up to that principle of it, then everything else takes care of itself.
Right.
All right. So your uncle is right. Once they stop you, you need to comply.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until you feel that your life is in jeopardy, then you do everything you can to preserve your life. However, this was a traffic stop, and you already saw what it was. Just somebody provoking. All right. Nobody's trying to put their hands on you. All right.
He had a whole handful of coke.
I understand. Yeah. Right.
He was holding on to me the whole time.
Have you filed an official complaint?
No, I really don't know nothing about that.
Okay, so I think that would be the first thing. And I know, Brother Washington, we've talked about being the liaison for individuals who wanted to file complaints. Yep. And I think that would also be one of the first steps, because a lot of times police officers are able to get away with this type of behavior because there are no official complaints against them. So I would say, using the information that you have on that ticket, you file the complaint, and from that complaint and from the information on that ticket, they'll be able to tell you who the other responding officers were.
Okay.
So that way you can start to build out, like, okay, I know that if there were 4 people here, you can look up those 4 people and say, okay, that's the guy that did this, that's the guy that did that, and that's the guy that did this. So yeah, that would be the first suggestion. And I know that they moved the office to file your
Scott Park?
complaints. Yeah. Is it Scott Park now?
I'm thinking Scott Park, but
Okay, because I know that they talked about moving it from the police building to one government center. But if they moved it to Scott Park, that may be even a little less intimidating.
Right. Let me do that part. What I like to do is, and I'll be communicating and reporting to Reggie. I'll find out how that complaint stuff goes down.
Okay.
I'll find out the whole process. So when you decide to do that, we're not asking questions.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do a dry run as if I was someone that wanted to file a complaint and tell me everything that I need to do. So I'll be able to take those brunts of them getting smart with me, them telling me whatever. Okay, I can take that because I know I'm going to get what we want in the end.
Right.
So I'll do a practice run, Roderick.
Okay.
Regarding filing a complaint.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I've done it before years ago at Scott Park, and that's where they had me interview at Scott Park. So if it's that, that's fine. But I'll find out. That way you don't get to run around. Let me get to run around because I'll do it on. Well, I was going to say I'll do it on the clock. But my boss. Oh Lord. Oh,
cut
man.
that part out.
Yeah, we'll cut that off. That's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're happy to do this, to assist.
Yeah,
we're happy to, and I thank your uncle for contacting us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knows our work. He knows that we don't do that clout chase stuff that will embarrass you and your family. We're not doing that. We just want justice, equal justice under the law.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get it in the most professional way that represents you and your family.
And another thing I want to add is that when Mayor Wade Kapsakavich had asked me to serve on the Community Relations Board, along with Ruth and a few others, that, one thing they was trying to do was trying to build community relations. And they was trying to figure out how do we, as citizens, to the police and to the mayor's office, how do we navigate and come to a commonality or common ground of that? But when we have instances and cases such as my nephew, and they want to get trust the police, they want us to communicate to the police. This is why we're having the issue. Mm-hmm. And it's a lack of disrespect and a lack of human dignity that did not, get in turn to him. And so this is just something that I just was infuriated about, and to see it happen live, and then also to hear how, and he actually exhibited on me how the officer was holding him from the back. Yeah, it was very forceful. It was very tight, very intimidating.
Yeah.
And like my nephew had told me, he said, I ain't gonna run. I don't have a reason to run.
Right.
You got a dog out here and you got 4 other officers out here. Why would I run? But these are the tactics that they do to our young men,
Right.
And in some instances, yes, some of our young men may be driving dirty, maybe having a weapon on them, and it will cause them to run because they're in fear and scared. Right. So to see this happen, I was just very outraged and very upset. And as a taxpayer, this is just something that, I wanted to see justice served as far as some form of acknowledgement, any form of repercussions that can take place, an apology, and to make and to ensure that what the mayor is trying to implement that is being done.
Right.
And the silver lining to all of this is for those of us that say that we want to represent our people,
Absolutely.
sometimes the universe puts us in a position
Absolutely.
to do that.
Walk
Now,
it like you talk it.
yeah, your nephew may be the one that pays the price to see if we are who we really are. But when you start praying for stuff,
Absolutely.
God will start working. Okay, Washington, you want to represent people? All right, Reggie, you say you about that life for justice.
About
Okay,
that life.
let me touch one of yours.
Live your protest, baby.
Yeah, look, we
And
protest
I got
for
my shirt on
everybody else.
too, matter of fact, too.
Yeah, we protest for everything else. We saving the whales. We puffing the puppies. All right, fine. Now let's see what happened when it's one of Reggie's.
Yep.
Let's see if he keep, you know how they say, keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he has relationships with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be the first person to say, well, nephew, that's gonna mess up my bag. Damn it, ain't no damn bag. All right.
Keep that bag.
Ain't no bag big enough to make us cower
Right.
and put down and bend over backwards like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, ain't no bag big enough for that.
So the first step is, Brother Washington, if you can do the dry run of filing the police report, and then let Reggie and Roderick know as soon as possible the quickest and easiest way to accomplish that goal.
Right.
While you're doing that, I'm going to send this portion to the ACLU. I'll send it to the ACLU as well as ABLE, and reach out to the NAACP. I know that their legal defense fund normally is able to have maybe one or two people who know how to maneuver some actions in different ways. And hopefully within the next week or so, we can have an update on what the next step should be.
Yes, and some concrete steps on what's next. And I'm glad that we brought up, make sure that we file that police report. Because when we start getting other professional legal assistance involved, that may be one of the first things that they ask. All right. But please make sure you pay that ticket. If you can pay it online, bro, just go ahead and knock that out. If you don't have the money for it, just inbox Jody. But anyway, but do that. Do that because they're waiting for us to not pay the ticket.
Thank you, Jody.
All right.
Much appreciated.
Look, messing with Jody means that you'll never be broke. All right. All right. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So in closing this out, for Roderick and Reggie, do you think that what we talked about are some real steps? And I know we had some light moments in what we're talking about because we're human, all right? And we can smile and kick ass at the same time, all right? We can do that, all right? But do you think that what we talked about today and what Ruth presented were some things that you felt were reasonable and achievable?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very attainable and it's very concrete as far as, moving forward and getting the ball rolling.
Okay. All right.
We got some people watching right now. You never know who they might be. So, again, that's a very good start to at least this, because whoever saw this, small,
right,
somebody's going to say something.
Right.
So this, again, like you said, tag me.
Yeah.
That's all right. And we'll get going on that dry run and make sure that also they don't have time to get their story straight.
Right.
I'm being quiet because I don't have a chewing gum mode. I just have the other mode, so I'm gonna shut up.
Right. That's right. That's right. He only got one speed. All right. Let's kick the door down, but we'll get to that. All right. We're not there yet. All right. But this is what we do, Reggie, and people that are watching this, they get an opportunity to see how we organize in real time. If we were meeting behind closed doors, this is what would be
Same
said.
thing. Can't
All
wait to
right.
get back to them too.
All right.
Hmm.
This is what
Yeah.
we said. If we had an in-person meeting, it's the same thing. All right.
Mhm.
And that's what you're going to get with us. And if we had any questions, Ruth has already asked everything that we needed. All right. And you've already been up front with your uncle. All right. So I don't mind going hard when we know, when your uncle know, Ruth know. So now we're not going out there looking like something that we're not. All right. And that does happen.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to do that. So the truth about something is important. Does not mean that we ain't gonna show up, but ain't nobody perfect. All right. And we don't have to present ourselves as something that we're not. Give us a week to facilitate all of these connects. We'll
Okay.
come back, either come back here or come back another way to discuss it. I wouldn't mind coming back here and just discussing it so that people can see, oh man, they put some deadlines on themselves and they actually did it.
Right.
And if you're watching this, if we can do it, you can do it too.
Mhm.
For a leader is done. We're not waiting for somebody to meet with the board and then decide to go into a small committee meeting and then decide, man, we're done with that.
Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, we are own leaders. You seeing your nephew seeing leaders coming together right here.
Hmm.
This is how it happened. So
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
I was gonna say check out his Facebook page. That's where the live is, and you can look for it you can see it for yourself up until where it cuts off. It's about 6 minutes long. Yes, Jody.
So I do have a question again, because we've reiterated a couple times. Would you like us to share this?
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
We'll
So
share it to our page.
all right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. We're gonna go to a break. Jody and I are gonna come back and sign off because we didn't use up too much Wi-Fi. They're already complaining over there. Buckeye Cable ain't no joke. All right.
Man.
I didn't mean to. I don't mean to shout about. Y'all know y'all wrong. All right. That's why we get it for free. But anyway, hey, listen.
Let me see.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Ruth, for joining us. And we do not get Buckeye Cable for free. All right.
They all our bills.
Yep. So thank you, brother, and look forward to getting that link for next week, and we'll give
Yes, sir.
everyone an update.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate everything.
Yes, sir.
No problem. We got your back.
Appreciate it.
24.
All right. They're getting ready to log off. When Jody and I come back, let me bring you back up. Bring you back up. All right, your laptop is about to die, and we're not going to
Yes.
have Jody do the same thing that he did last time we were with you.
What?
Her laptop is getting ready to die.
Oh, no.
So let's say our goodbyes
Okay.
right now.
Plug it in. Nah.
So long, farewell to
All
you,
right.
my friend. Goodbye
Looking forward to
now,
seeing you again
until
soon.
we meet again.
Okay.
All right, that's all I got.
All right.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys on the Facebook Live as soon as I find my cord, but I want to make sure that everyone keeps that energy, keeps that same energy. Make sure, Reggie, you hold us accountable. Rogred, you hold us accountable. I'm gonna get the as soon as the podcast is done, I'm gonna upload it so that it can be not only on our Facebook page, but also on our website, as well as sending it to NAACP, ACLU, and ABLE, so that we can make sure that as many eyes that can offer as much help can see your story. Also, Rogred, please post the live to CSRN's Facebook page. You don't have to put it in the chat necessarily, but please post it on our page just so anyone who's interested in watching the video can get a chance just to see what that interaction was like. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Happy Black History Month, y'all. I love you all. I cannot wait to see you all in person, give y'all big COVID-friendly hugs, which is basically an elbow bump or a fist bump or what up?
Say that. Say that. There you go. Say that.
Ow. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We may have a few things coming up in the next few weeks, so please keep an eye on CSRN's Facebook page, because if we have any events coming up, you will see them there first, and then they will make their way to the website. Peace.
All right. That is Ruth Leonard, our administrative lead. We're going to take a short break, come back for 5 minutes of heat. So stay tuned. This is the CSRN Minutes, our weekly podcast. We'll be right back.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right, we're back. Brother Washington Muhammad, CSRN. I'm here with Jody Summers, or Spoken Truth, Tears of the Wounded. When we close out, we don't close out in the Robert Rule's traditional way or oppressive or imperialist way. Not official. Ain't nothing official about what they've done.
For the explanation of that would be, and that because some people don't know. I've learned through the process of politics. Robert's rules is basically you have somebody say this is the time the meeting is adjourning, somebody second, and then boom, the other people say stuff. But once somebody seconds it, that means meeting's over. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, but we black. We don't do stuff like that, man. And also one of the things that I've always loved was the arts. And how can you incorporate arts and expression and creative expression into the movement, into the revolution? So we come up with this thing called 5 minutes of heat, and 5 minutes, or as long as Jody needs to take to spit some hot fire to help us close out.
Yep.
What do you have for us today?
So I don't know. I realize a lot of people watch the stuff that I do and post and everything. And right now, again, I do everything. I breathe art. That's like the poems and stuff. They are my life. So it's like an autobiography. People are like, how could you string such emotions together? Because I lived it. I saw it. And things that affect me, that is how I get rid of them, or how I heal or purge, or however you want to call it. Speak to my ancestors, manifest fate. Some of them actually have through some of those illustrations and stuff. But last week I got the trigger from my last piece about the pandemic and everything. So this piece is called Trust Us. But Washington actually heard me writing some of it out. Yeah, if it triggers you, I'm glad. If it makes you think, I'm glad. If it inspires you to do something more than just watch, I'm even gladder. Let's begin. Peace. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, they will come for you. They will come for your ability to travel. They will come for your ability to feed your family. They will come for your ability to shelter your family. They will come for your ability to educate your family. They will come for your ability to provide for your family. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, we will incentivize you. We will use your religious beliefs. We will offer you freedom. We will confuse you with choice. We will give you everything that delays you from independent thought. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, you will do anything we tell you to. You will march, test, and divide yourselves amongst your strength. You will fight over everything we tell you to. You will do the ostracizing and identifying for us. You will obey. You will not question. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, give us everything we ask for. Give us your identity to sell to our designer products. Give us more time than you have to spend with your family or yourself. Give us your fear, hate, love, dreams, and we will create a lifestyle you would never want to leave. Give us your pain, sorrow, anguish, loneliness, and nightmare-filled tears so we can create a world where you're the victim in every scenario. Give us your hope. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, trust us, and we will give you everything we feel you deserve. They will come for you. And as long as you trust us, giving us everything we ask for, we will offer you anything you want. In peace.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Jody. And as always, we're going to close out with our solidarity pledge. I see Reggie in the green room. I don't know if they logged out. I think they logged out, but
I think they did.
All right, but
it's been frozen there.
Okay, it's all good. All right, Reggie. All right. Hey, listen, we close out with our solidarity pledge. If you're out there watching, all right. If you're out there watching, let's see if you can come on back in. Reggie, hey, we're going to close out with our solidarity pledge. And if you don't mind, you can say it with us. It's a call and response, and it's our own personal contract that we make with ourselves. So I'm going to say I, you say I, and we're going to keep it going from there. Say I. Your name.
Jody.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To love my brothers and my sisters.
To love my brothers and my sisters.
As I love myself.
As I love myself.
I. Your name.
Reggie Williams.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To study.
To study.
To improve myself.
To improve myself.
Spiritually. Mentally. Morally. And physically. For the benefit of myself. My family. And my people. I. Your name.
Reggie Williams.
Pledge to strive. To be a part of the solution.
To be a part of the solution.
The process. And not the problem. I. Your name.
Reggie Williams.
Pledge to strive.
To
give all that I could spare. Of my time. My strength. And energy. To achieve. The above said. All right. Give yourselves a hand for being able to be a part of the process. It's definitely not easy because we have to rise above our emotions. Anyone that can make you mad or sad, they become your God. And it ain't going down like that. We're in control of our emotions. Nobody can make you mad. Nobody can make you sad. You have to allow it. And nowadays, for Brother Reggie and Brother Roderick, we have to gain control of our emotions. We have to master that.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, brothers.
Thank you.
Be looking forward to hearing from us. All right. And we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, listen, family, as we always say, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else? Peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace.